So, I actually don't watch that many fragrance videos, and just last week I was not feeling that well, so I was laying on the couch and I was watching some fragrance videos, and I was going through and I was thinking, I was like, there's a lot of fragrances out there that are either underrated, underhyped, at least in my opinion, that I'm like, why don't people even talk about these more? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to be going through and talking about 10 fragrances as well as two runners up that I feel are underrated, underhyped, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud. Thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another video where I'm going to be talking about some fragrances, doing some whiffing and some sniffing, and bringing you guys along for my journey. So again, I'm going to be talking about some fragrances that are underhyped, underrated, and that's why I said underhyped or underrated, because some of these fragrances might have like a 4.5 online out of 5, but they're not talked about. And there might be only like 2 ratings, and they're never talked about, or they're just only recently talked about. But a lot of these are underrated, underhyped fragrances, in my opinion, and I feel like they deserve more love. But anyway, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and without you guys, I couldn't do it. So thank you. If you are not already and you like my content, hit that subscribe button. Everybody on the way in, make sure to hit that like. Takes 2 seconds and it brings more people to subscribe to my damn channel. Also, comment below. Let me know some of the fragrances you find to be underrated or underhyped. There are 2 different categories here that I'm just rolling into one. Underrated or underhyped. We're going to do some runners up here. 2 of them. One should be on this list. It's just I talked about it too much lately, so I didn't want to put it on my top 10. I was like, I still want to mention it though. This is Loumari Porthole. I mean, if you guys have been watching my channel, if not, then you're living under a rock. It's my favorite tropical fragrance. And it literally, if Ross wouldn't have sent this to me during our decant swap, I would have never known anything about it. And then all of a sudden I talk about it. I say it's the best fragrance out there. And now I'm like seeing it on like 3 or 4 other channels finally. But underrated, underhyped. Fantastic. It's getting the hype now, though, and it's finally going to come on Venba. I just don't know when the hell he's getting it in. It's going to be a lot better price than Scent Split. That I can tell you that. The next one is one that I just got in. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I don't really see anybody talk about this. You guys can tell me if any of these are talked about. I'm just not seeing it. Maybe on the other reviewers, but this is YSL's Lhomme Cologne Bleue. Cologne Blue is almost like a aquatic, fresher version of the line. It's fresh, it's clean, it has this slightly like watery sense to it, but it's the summer outside version of the Lhomme DNA, which I've never been a huge fan of, the Lhomme or LNDL line, but this is one of my favorite. This, Lhomme Ultime, Lhomme Libre, those are my 3 favorite from the line. This one, again, fresh, clean. You can try it in any Ulta Sephora. Very, very nice. But those are my runners up. I also could do Tom Ford Soleil Neige, but I talked about that too much too. And so I was like, you know what? I'm replacing that with a different Tom Ford. But anyway, that Tom Ford is Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. This is the first of my top 10, or my 10, I should say. Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. I put this in place of Soleil Neige. But since we're in the summer, go pick up Soleil Neige, or at least go try it, because it is fantastic. This is, anyway, Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. I was the first person on YouTube or any place to review it. Cherry Smoke is fantastic. It doesn't smell like lost cherry. It doesn't even have that same style of DNA. It's more of a realistic, darker cherry mixed together with a little bit of smoke and spice. Definitely has a nice darker woods in it as well. It's deeper, it's longer lasting. It is just fantastic. I heard a lot of people that didn't like it.
Stop it. Get some help.
I love it. And you just must not like fragrances in general. I'm just kidding. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But this fragrance to me is just like a 9 to a 9.5. It's one of my 9.5s out there. I love Cherry Smoke. I just don't talk about it enough. Like I said, underrated, underhyped. But for me, it's just underhyped. I just don't talk about it enough. I actually forgot about it because it was behind my collection. It was behind my Soleil Neige, actually. The next one is one that you hear about all the other ones in the line talked about. Actually, if you think about it, if I had the Cologne, that would probably be a better version on this video. But this is Chanel's Allure Homme, the Eau de Toilette. I've talked about this a lot too lately, but this or the Allure Homme Cologne are both very underrated, underhyped fragrances, and this one does not deserve it. When I walked by this for 2 years thinking that it was some kind of old vintagey version of the Chanel Allure Homme DNA, and I don't know why I thought that. It's not. It actually is the longest lasting. It lasts 7 hours, which is longer than the Extreme, which go figure. And then it has this peach note, which doesn't have, it actually sets itself apart from the line. So if you don't have this and you haven't tried it, go out and try it. It is the least expensive from the line. It's one of the best, if not the best one in the line, in my opinion. Go out, try that. It's definitely underhyped. Going to the next one. I'm not patty whacking through this fucking video. I'm just going to go through and just tell you guys what I think real quick and then get you out of here in 10 minutes. This is Replica's Coffee Break. I don't know why this isn't talked about. I'm wearing it today as my scent of the day, bitch. Coffee Break is amazing. And yes, I spray twice on both spots because sometimes you want those fragrances that don't last a long time. You can spray them twice, once on top of each other, because then it would just project more. But anyway, Coffee Break, it is smooth and buttery coffee. It is smooth and creamy, and it's just calming. It is coffee, but it also has a little bit of this kind of like semi-woody vanillic tone underneath it. It's a very, very beautiful fragrance. It says the originally Coffee Break, Provenance and Period, Stockholm 2007. I guess that's what it's made from. A fragrance is creamy and cozy coffee, style, memory, and a fragrance. Yeah, they always tell you that. I never read them, but I just decided to now. It's actually pretty cool. It's made off Stockholm 2007. But yeah, it's a creamy, cozy, warm coffee. It doesn't have like a roasted coffee smell per se. It's more of like a cappuccino in my opinion. But it's one of the best coffee fragrances out there. It's calming. It's relaxing. I love it. That's Replica Coffee Break, and it lasts about 7 to 8 hours. And if you do what I just did, it lasts a little bit longer than that. Going into the next one. This one is for all your tropical fragrance lovers. If you want something unique, this one got not only underrated, but it's also underhyped. Like, I showed this to Ross and Dedrick, and neither of them have even heard of it. This is Falling into the Sea by Imaginary Authors. This is a tropical floral lychee fragrance, and so there is lychee in this. It's lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, lychee, tropical flowers, and warm sand. See, it looks like a book if you turn it to the side if you've never seen Imaginary Authors, and then they have the notes right there. But warm sand is the imaginary note. That's why they call it Imaginary Authors. And yeah, so it opens up and it does have a nice citrusy tone. It has that lemon and grapefruit mixed together. As you work your way into the fragrance, though, you get some of that lychee in place of it, which brings this nice, unique, fruity tone. And then you mix that together with this tropical florals, which that is what it's called, tropical florals. And I can't say like it's one thing. It literally smells like if you smelled like a tropical flower. I don't know how to say it. Like, it doesn't smell like jasmine. It doesn't smell like lilac or lily of the valley or any of that shit. It smells like if you could picture yourself in a dream, walking through like a jungle and coming out onto a beach that is just full of tropical flowers. That's what it smells like with lychee hanging from the branches. I mean, it's great. I mean, it literally, Falling into the Sea is a great, unique fragrance, and you can get it for $100. So, I mean, there's also a code. If you guys want the code, I think it's like 15% off. I don't remember what it is. Ask me afterwards if you're interested to buy it. But Falling into the Sea is fantastic. Going to the next one. Y'all just need to get off your ass and believe me about this fragrance.
You can do it! You can do it all night long!
Because I'm telling you, every single person I send this fragrance to just goes, oh my God, this is great. You were so right. Like, I don't know why I didn't believe you the first time. The most recent victim, Danielle from D's Frags, she was like, I just got this in, and oh my God, you are 1,000% right. Yeah, I am, and so does everybody. This is Southern Peach Tea by Coastal Carolina Parfums. I'm telling you, they sell decants. Go try it out. It doesn't smell like Bitter Peach by Tom Ford. There's a lot of stuff going on with this. It has like this Georgia peach, but it also has a little bit of spice. It has a floral tone to it. It has that tea. It smells like Southern Blue brewed tea with a little bit of a florally undertone, some spice, and then the Georgia peach is powdered on top. But it's like right in the middle, feminine, leaning masculine. It has like that unisex vibe, but it does have at times leaning masculine, which I actually really love the fragrance, but it's definitely straight unisex. It is the best one from the house. If you haven't tried it, go try it. It is super unique, and that's all I'm gonna freaking say about that. It lasts like 8 to 10 hours.
That's what she said.
So just go out and try that freaking fragrance. Going into the next one, this has become one of my wife's favorites. It sat in my collection for like 2 years, and then I just decided to wear it one day, and she's like, oh goodness.
We're in
Anyway, what did he say? Anyway, this is Polo Cologne Intense. Polo Cologne Intense. It's modeled after Polo Green, but it has this kind of like spicy herbaceous tone to it, but also at the same time, like almost like a nice sweet and citrus tone mixed. Well, not almost, it does. It's a sweet and citrus tone mixed together with this almost like spiced herbaceous tone, and it is a modern green vintage. It's a modern vintage, which doesn't make sense, but it is. It's a modern vintage. They're re-rolling out something that used to be the style that used to be, making it a little bit more modern by adding in a little bit of this sweet citrus, and it's beautiful. My wife loves it. I love it. I wear it as much as I possibly can. And it's just great. It's more of a spring fragrance, but spring, summer, fall, it works great. Just don't wear it in the winter. It doesn't really do that well. I have tried that, and it doesn't do very well. Anyway, going to the next one. This one's discontinued, but stop saying it's discontinued until you can't find it anymore, because you can find this $72 on Joma Shop right now. And this fragrance is the number 2 fragrance from the entire line, and I don't know why more people don't freaking talk about this fragrance. Seriously, like a lot of people don't even know it exists. This is YSL Y Live. You have no idea how many people are like, what is that? It's YSL Y Live. It's not YSL Y EDP. It's a little bit darker of a bottle, and basically it is, if you took away the heavy apple tone from the EDP, and you had that kind of like sweet tonka mixture from the Les Parfums, and then you just made it a little bit more fruity. That is what this is. It's the playful night out version of Les Parfums. It's kind of like you have Les Parfums that's kind of almost a little bit for the bad boy. Well, some people are just going to make fun of me for saying that because it's not a bad boy fragrance. It's not like you're wearing woods and leather. But anyway, that's more for the night out gentleman, while this one is for the more night out playful guy that's going out there and just wants to go party. I'm telling you, this smells amazing. Take the YSL DNA, add that smoothness to it, and then add a fruity tone on top, like a little bit of that semi bubblegum sweetness. But I wouldn't call this a bubblegum fragrance like where you would have Invictus and stuff like that. It doesn't really have that style. This just adds a fruity tone to it. It's very, 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 very freaking good. It's my second favorite YSL Y. Going into the last two, I might as well do this one first because I want to get to the last one because that's my most important one, the one that stemmed this video. Anyway, second to last one, this is Valentino Born in Roma. Valentino Born in Roma, it is the best one in the line. It won this contest that we got, like this bag from Sephora, and it was 15 decants, and you pick which one you like the best, and then you get a gift certificate, and then they'll give you the bottle. We went through Tom Ford Ombre Leathers and Aqua de Joe's and all of that, and we blind tested them, me, my wife, and my daughter, in a tournament, and this one won. It is salty, but it has a bubblegum sweet backbone. While it's not like overly bubblegum sweet, it's super unique. There's not a lot of stuff that really smells like it. While there's things that try to emulate that style, the salty mineralic tone to this really sets itself apart while having a little bit of that bubblegum sweet mass appeal to the background. It's a very beautiful scent. It's not talked about enough. Honestly, this entire line isn't talked about enough. The Intense is a beautiful release from last year. Yellow Dream is a nice pineapple creamsicle with a little bit of gingerbread and spice. And then Coral Fantasy, well, I sold my bottle because of the fact that it's used for the same situations as Yellow Dream, and I like Yellow Dream better. Coral Fantasy is a nice red candied apple that has a little bit of tobacco and sweetness underneath it. But yeah, very, very nice fragrance, the original. The only thing is, knocks it is about, it's a 5-hour performance. But who cares? I mean, the fragrance isn't very expensive. Going into the last one, this is what stemmed this video. I haven't seen a single video about any of the fragrances in this line for probably 2 years. And I think it was mine. I mean, seriously, I mentioned this in this one, the middle one, the Intense, pretty much all three of them are just great ass fragrances. You guys can fight me all you want, but they're all freaking good. I mean, fight me. This is Dolce & Gabbana, the one. This is the Eau de Toilette. And yes, the Eau de Toilette is the best in the line. A lot of people said the Eau de Parfum, whenever I started my channel, I hadn't tried any of the one fragrances. Yes, I hadn't. I haven't even heard of them at that point in time. Because at my Sephora, they were filled with pink juice, and they still are to this day, and I always thought it was a girl's fragrance, so I never tried it. But a lot of people always said the Eau de Parfum is just the same thing as the Eau de Toilette. It just lasts a little bit longer. That is not correct at all. That's not correct at all. While they do have similar vibes, this one is smoother, creamier. It is softer. It is calmer. It is basically a less rich, less ambery, less gingery version of the Eau de Parfum, and I actually find this one to be better because I like those smoother, calmer fragrances like Replica Coffee Break or well, I'm actually, this isn't the last one. This is the second to last one. I just realized I pulled a fragrance out of the way. But anyway, Dolce & Gabbana, the one. Fantastic amber tobacco scent. Very, very, very nice. You can get it for like 30 to 40 bucks. I got this for 25 at TJ Maxx. And then the Eau de Parfum is kind of like the night out version of it. None of them last very long. And then you have the Intense, which is kind of like your work version of it that removes that heavy amber and adds in a nice cashmerean note. But yeah, that's what you get from this. Very, very beautiful, calming, ambery fragrance. One of the first fragrances that I can say I would give it close to a 10. Love that stuff. Not even kidding. I mean, that's one of the closest ones to a 10 for me. I just love it. Anyway, I missed this one. I pulled it out of the way when I was sorting through my bottles. This is the last one. This is All Saints Metal Wave. All Saints Metal Wave, if you've ever smelled Whispers in the Library, or if you've ever smelled Memoirs of a Trespasser, it kind of is in that realm where it has this kind of calming, woody vanilla mixture where it's very soft, semi-powdery, has like the pages of an old book mixture of vanilla and woods. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean from Whispers in the Library. This one adds a slight bit of a floral tone, but for the most part it's a woody vanilla. Very, very beautiful, and it really leans on that woodiness. It's like a dry woodiness that comes off close to like almost like newspaper. But again, with that nice vanilla mixed in, it's a very, very beautiful, calming scent, just like Whispers in the Library. And you can get this. They used to be sold at Sephora. I'm not exactly sure where they're sold now. But All Saints Metal Wave, it's like 70 bucks. And I'm telling you, if you used to like Whispers in the Library, it's right down that same road. But yeah, that is 10 fragrances that are underhyped. I mean, have you even heard of this fragrance? If you say yes, don't even comment. I mean, because you probably have 25,000 bottles. Anyway, well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Come back for another one, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.